Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Carrie Genius writes in with some discussion around 16 levels on the SP404 Mark II versus the MPC, and there are some things I think are absolutely valid. The ability to do 16 levels on both of them is different, and for example, got this note. If I want to go in and play this chromatically, it's a shift pad 4, and we can play it up to 1 octave up and down. We can also scroll through this, and that's fine. Like, you can usually get a pretty good amount of notes here. I would say, the thing to note is you can do about the same thing. I can go 16 levels and tap. Whoop, let's maybe not do the kick. Let's go grab like that. So I can set this to tune and then have the default pad be pad 4, which will be the same one here. And we can go up and down, or roughly the 16. So it's about the same for what you can pitch up and down. As you can see here, we lose the top 3. So if we make this pad 1, we can go up a little bit. We can get up a little bit higher, but 16 levels here isn't dramatically different from the MPC to the SP404 Mark II. They are both just about the same scale for what you could do. You can do plus or minus roughly 15 notes. Now, as I said, you can go minus here. We can go down 15 notes. Plus, we can go up 12 notes. So a little bit different, but it's not so different that I would be like, oh my gosh, the SP404 Mark II's ability to do pitch shifting with a 16 level is completely different. I mean, chromatic and 16 levels are about the same there. Now, where things do diverge, 16 levels on the MPC gives us velocity, which is very similar to the 16 velocity here. So if we do that, we now get a row of pads that will go up in velocity over time. It's the same thing on the MPC. Where we now start seeing the things diverge, though, is we've got velocity, we've got tune, we've got filter. This will actually allow you to have no filter down to a low pass filter kicking in, which I think is super handy. We have layer, so if you have multiple layers of a sound, you can actually address and play those layers. We've got slice, so if you've sliced it up, you can then quickly play slices. We've got attack, so it will have the attack kind of come in and out. We've got decay, so the decay will respond differently. Probability, so you can actually play probability and drop in some notes that will have that probability in there already, baked in already. Ratchets. I mean, so you get quite a bit more functionality with your 16 levels here on the MPC than what you have on the SP404 Mark II. Because, I mean, you can do the ratchets with roll. I don't care for the roll on the SP404 Mark II as much. Otherwise, a lot of these other ones probably doesn't exist on the SP404 Mark II. Attack and decay, you're just going to have to program those in, and then they're really stuck to whatever the setting is that you go put in for your envelope. You're not able to take those values and have it kind of baked into the sequence and change over time. The slice, again, you're just going to go chop things up on the SP404 Mark II instead of having it in like the sample metadata. Layer, we don't even have layers beyond just doing pad link, and when you have pad link set up, it's triggering everything. Filter, again, we don't have anything that allows us to have a filter applied per sample. And yeah, I guess that's kind of where I would say is for 16 levels, trying to compare them. I think the basic ones for velocity and for the chromatic, they're fairly well covered. Now, the difference, though, for sure, is that although on the MPC we can also only do 16 levels in the box, you can't really control that from the outside. It is so much easier to take. Like if I like this sample, I can go in to the track edit here, and if I just tap this button, it just creates a brand new program for me so that I now have this as a program. I could address this from an external source. I can address it in a sequencer. I immediately have something that's very quickly able to be played and worked with. Whereas on the SP404 Mark II, because we don't have any there's no concept of a program in the SP404 Mark II. You can't just take a sample and like flip it out and then make it into a completely different sound and do things with it and operate on it differently. So yeah, Carrie, Genius, I do get some of your complaints about the MPC versus SP404 Mark II. There's things I wish the SP404 Mark II could pick up additionally from how things operate on the MPC. But at the end of the day, they're different devices. We don't have programs. We don't have the ability to do per sample filtering or a lot of the other things. So it just kind of is what it is. But if you're absolutely looking for those kinds of functionality, I think the MPC is a great place to get it and work with it. Anyway, thank you for the question and comment, Carrie Genius. Everybody else, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.